Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of your Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another video for The Walking Dead. And in today's video, we're going to be doing another top 10 ranking video. This one is my top 10 favorite seasons of The Walking Dead TV series. Alright guys, this is going to be doing another video today. This one's going to be doing another video for The Walking Dead. And in today's video, we're going to be doing another top 10 ranking list. This one is the top 10 favorite seasons of mine from the original Walking Dead. So, this video has been kind of cooked up for a while. I've been wanting to do this video for a good little while. And I definitely wanted to kind of give this, updated ranking. Now, obviously, a heads up for this ranking list, we will not be including Season 11 because that season is not over yet. And who am I to judge that season until it's over, right? So, obviously, we will wait until that season's out, and then we'll probably end up, updating this list in about another few months when we see Season 11. But anyway, just for the top 10, just for the 10 seasons of The Walking Dead that we do have, let's get right into it. I don't have any honorable mentions. There is no other seasons. So, let's just get into it. Number 10. Starting off with number 10, what is the worst season, at least for me, of The Walking Dead? That is going to go to The Walking Dead Season 8. So, The Walking Dead Season 8 is not even a terrible season for me. That's how much I love this show. This is just the weakest, for sure. This is the war season, and the main reason why this is my least favorite season of the series is obviously Carl. I just think that killing the character like they did in the fashion they did was really unforgivable, to be honest. It's the one time Walking Dead did something where I was like, that's unforgivable of them, to be honest. And the war was very generic, and it was also very dragged out. I was not affected by the war with the Saviors at all. I mean, the only things that I liked was, like, Rick versus Negan, I mean, at times. But even that, like, you have to kind of pick and choose what fight was actually good. And here's the thing. This season does have its share of good episodes. I still enjoy 802. I still enjoy 812, 813, 814. But the rest really lacks, to be honest. For Walking Dead standards, it really lacks. So I definitely have to put this at my least favorite. I think that not only the war was dragged on for too long, the constant back and forth, should I or should I not listen to Rick, don't listen to Rick. I mean, it was really, really frustrating at times. And the fact that literally the main threat of this season wasn't even Negan himself, it was practically Simon. I mean, that's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. Coming in at number 9 is going to be The Walking Dead Season 4. Now, The Walking Dead Season 4 really, I would say, suffers with its first half of the season. The flu arc is just one of the storylines in the series that I just do not think should have happened. It kind of feels like a ploy to drag out the Governor arc until they're ready to bring David Morrissey back into the series for, a couple episodes. As well as, the Governor episodes, I feel like, could have been shrunk down into a 90-minute extended episode. I don't feel the need to have 2 Governor episodes back-to-back like that. I really don't. And I feel like it would have been stronger together. Now, Too Far Gone, I think, was a fantastic episode. And the second half of the season, I'm actually quite a defender of. I really like seeing these kind of, like, bottled off character stories and seeing different characters interact that have never interacted that much before in their own kind of splinter groups, I think is really, really cool. The only one that I would say suffers from that is Still. Still just feels like a really dragged out episode, but even that episode I could say, like, had its moments, but Season 4 is also at the same time responsible for some of my favorite episodes of the show. A is one of my all-time favorite finales ever. And, Too Far Gone is out of this world. And, you got episodes like Claimed and The Grove and stuff like that. So I have to put it over Season, 8 because it at least has, things that really stand out. But I think there's definitely the share of problems with this season as well, too. And in particular, the story and the premise of the first half. You don't have Too Far Gone in that half season. You've got an utter fail, if you ask me. So that's definitely going to be number 9. Number 8 is going to be Season 7. Now, this is a very overhated season of The Walking Dead. I definitely have to put it at number 8 because I think it definitely has its share of problems. And when I'm talking about problems, I mean the cell, Hostiles and Calamities, Say Yes. I mean, there's episodes like this that are either not necessary for the story or the execution just was very poor. But I think in terms of, the season, it did do one thing that season 8 and 4 didn't do, if you ask me, which is the ultimate goal of the season. There is an ultimate goal of this season that they set out to do, and I think they succeeded. And what I'm talking about is, from the beginning to the end of the season, it's constant Negan getting the upper hand on our characters. And when that finale comes, and when you see that tiger attack, you jump out of your seat. You're just like, oh my god, this is incredible. It's finally time for Rick and them to, strike back. And that is such an amazing thing they did, because season 7, the point of the season is to make you desire the war. And even though I don't think that the war paid off in season 8, the feeling of, I want Negan to die. Oh my god, I want them to freaking just die, man. Like, it's like Walt Jr. in Breaking Bad. Why don't you just fucking die already, Seriously, though, like, it's literally one of these moments where it's like, you just want to see Negan go down because of all the shitty things he's doing in this season. And I think the point was definitely made, and that's good, but it definitely suffers as well, too, with slowness, dragged out plots, bottled off episodes, and poorly done storylines. I will definitely acknowledge that at the same time. So it's definitely a mixed bag for me that season, but I do think there is still more good than bad, but it is a flawed season either way. Number 7 is going to be season 3. Now, this is when we start getting into the seasons that I really do enjoy. Season 3 was really fantastic. I love the Governor as a villain. In my opinion, still the best villain that ever came into the Walking Dead universe. And at this point, I feel like will always be the best villain that they've always, that they've ever done. Because he was the first big, villain with a big group, with Merle by his side. And Merle this season, I mean, my goodness, just an incredible character. And I think they really handled a lot of that well. Michonne, the Governor, Merle, even, characters like Daryl, I would say was really good this season, And they had a lot of really good episodes, like The Sorrowful Life, Killer Within, Clear, they brought Morgan back. I mean, honestly, this season was great. However, it also does suffer, I would say. There are their share of problems, and I'm more so talking about Andrea. I'm talking about Rick hallucinating. I'm talking about, definitely some of those episodes there, like, the season 3 finale, Welcome to the Tubes, they definitely cheaped out on some moments, but for the most part, I would say it's a really well-done season. And I think they definitely got their point across with that season as well, too. Coming in at number 6 is going to be Season 5. Now, Season 5 is a really good season. I love the Rick character. This is the best season for Rick Grimes, without a doubt. And I love the Terminus arc. The first 3 episodes are out of this world. Now, the hospital arc, I think, is one of the worst storylines we've ever seen in the entire series. And then it kind of fixes itself with Alexandria and Morgan and, some of that stuff, the Wolves introduction. So it's more so a good season. I would just say there's a chunk of episodes there in that first half of the season that really lack. But, like, aside from that, it's your basic survival season, and I think it's really, really well done. Honestly, it's really, really well done. Number 5 is going to go to Season 9. Now, The Walking Dead Season 9, I thought, was a really show changer, but such an amazingly done season. The leaving of Rick was handled so much better than I thought it would be. And they skyrocket you into this time jump. They give you all this stuff with the Whisperers. And the threat is more scary than ever. The Governor might be my favorite villain, like individual villain. But in terms of a villain group, it's absolutely the Whisperers. I mean, how threatening they were, how dangerous it is. You can't walk up to a simple walker anymore and just kill them with a knife and, done and dusted. No, it's a lot more complicated than that. And I love that the season touches on that. However, I will also acknowledge its share of flaws. There's not many flaws this season compared to the seasons before, but I definitely think that a few things definitely still went wrong, and that is Scars. I think that's a very bad episode. It's a very filler episode. And The Highwayman, I just don't think landed with the story overall. But literally, aside from that, you've got yourself a phenomenal story, a fantastic season, and a really cool comeback after the leaving of Rick. I think it's really, really well done. Number 4 is going to be Season 1. Now, Season 1 is still on the list. I love how scary the walkers are. I love the feeling they give you this season of the walkers are the main threat. How do we escape this? How do we get out of this? Absolutely amazing. And this season is responsible for starting off like some of the best characters ever. Like, you know, Shane, Daryl, Rick. I mean, there's so much. And the story in Atlanta, I thought, was one of the most interesting we've ever seen in the entire series. Definitely one of the most well-done seasons of the entire series. Number 3 is going to go to Season 10. Now, this season, I think, is very well done. This is the War with the Whisperers. This is the redemption arc from beginning to end with Negan. And it's phenomenal. You know, it's absolutely phenomenal. You've got episodes like, you know, Silence the Whisperers, Bonds, Open Your Eyes with Dante and Sadiq. I mean, that was a phenomenal episode there as well. Stalker, Morning Star, Walk With Me, and, you know, a good few others as well, too. You know, A Certain Doom finale being one of my all-time favorites of the entire series. Home Sweet Home, introduction to Maggie again. You've got some really good stuff, and capping it off with Here's Negan. Yeah, this is a phenomenal season. Like I said, I think it does have its share of problems, and in some areas being, I would say, Virgil, The Cave, and some of the extended episodes. But aside from that, I think you've got yourself a really fantastic season. Number 2 is going to go to Season 2. This is still, to this day, one of my all-time favorite seasons. And I know a lot of people hate this season. They think it's, you know, really bad, really slow, really whatever. I think it still has one of the best threats on the show, which is Shane. Honestly, a threat that comes from within like that is incredible. And the characters and the roster this season was incredible. Herschel, Dale, Maggie, Glenn, Rick, Daryl, you know, Carol, Shane, I think I mentioned. I better damn sure make sure I mention Shane. He was an outstanding character. You know, throughout the entire season, he's continuing to go more and more crazy until he finally snaps, you know. And it's such an intense season. And not to mention, we also technically have the introduction to Michonne. So, yeah, this is a really good season. And honestly, one of the best, and it almost was my all-time favorite, to be fully honest, just for the story overall. But my all-time favorite season of The Walking Dead is going to go to The Walking Dead Season 6. This season, oh my God. I mean, seriously. I have never seen a zombie apocalypse series do a zombie herd like this. This was incredible. And it's one of my favorite seasons of all television. They actually made the zombies scary. They actually made it intimidating. And not to mention, you build up this group of the saviors throughout the entire season that slowly throughout, their confidence just goes down, down, down as they learn about this group to finally get that wake-up call at the end of the season and introducing what is one of the best characters in all of TV, Negan. So I just think this season does it all. It has the walkers more intimidating than ever. The cast is better than ever. I mean, Rick, Glenn, Daryl, Abraham, Sasha, Rosita, Eugene. I mean, there's so many characters in this season that are so interesting. And I love the parallel. From the beginning of the season, they're leading the Walker herd down this road, down one direction. And by the end of the season, Rick and them are being the ones that are led down the road in a certain direction. I mean, it's so brilliantly done. And not to only mention, we've got so many outstanding episodes. I'm talking JSS. I'm talking Here's Not Here. I'm talking, you know, start to finish. No Way Out. Not Tomorrow Yet. I mean, Last Day on Earth. Like, so many things that are so incredible about this season. So, that's my thoughts. Those are my favorite seasons of The Walking Dead. I want to definitely hear from you guys in the comment section below. What are your all-time favorite seasons of The Walking Dead? And that is it for this video, guys. Make sure, of course, if you're new here, to click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my videos for The Walking Dead. Make sure to follow me on Dan's The Walking Dead reviews on Instagram, guys. And, of course, I'll see you guys really soon for another video for The Walking Dead. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.
My God, no!